Welcome back. So I'm back to the logo, and I did a mock-up of it in color to help guide me. So you'll get to see me working on it here. I'm sort of choosing the branding colors of purple and yellow at the moment. It's hard to commit to colors. They seem so permanent when we're making those decisions. But I like purple and yellow, and they work well together. So I'm using Copic and simply, coloring within the lines here. I want a retro look here, which obviously that's pretty clear. And I want to have it in color. I mean, why not? Today we can do. See, back in the day when we had to use offset printers all the time, every color layer was another charge, and it added up. So it was common to limit your colors. So that's why you see so much of retro art has sort of a limited color palette on a lot of commercial promotional materials. And of course it has become its own style, but it was really limited by the costs and the presses and all that kind of stuff. So today we don't have the same issues, and that's a good thing. In my opinion, it's a really good thing. It gives us so many more options in doing promotional work, building logos, all of it. And so what I'm trying to do here is add some dimensionality or the appearance of depth to help the drawing. On the other hand, I'm also trying to keep it sort of in the retro look of it, because that is what I want. So the good thing about doing a workup beforehand is that I can come in here now and this is my original. So this is on a good quality artboard paper. I forget which one. It's probably a Bristol. I like Bristol. But it allows me to kind of do the color with I can be more carefree in that I know I already like sort of what was happening in my sample. And I'm not trying for precision. Part of the intention here is to make it look like what it is, which is hand-drawn art. There's no AI in this process, and there's no digital in this process. This is all inks and markers, and it's old school. And I want that flavor of it being handmade. I think that's it's also a style that I enjoy, and it's a little less fussy. So if you've been watching me or reading me for a while, you know that I have a considerable amount of OCD. and fighting the feeling of wanting to get things to be precise is its own challenge, and I've been doing that intentionally for a number of years because it can be a real problem. There can be issues kind of with going into too much OCD, and it tightens up your art. So getting some relaxation in your art can be its own challenge. So I've changed this yellow from what I used in my sample because I didn't quite get the effect I wanted. So the other yellow I used in the sample had a kind of a green under hue to it, and I wanted more of a bright yellow because that really does look good with the purple. So in today's terms, we're confronting and dealing with AI that is being very unkind to artists. It's stealing work. It's basically trying to steal the jobs and the business of the art, and it really mistakes the point that art is a spiritual process. It's a part of the human, and we're right now fighting against big business who is trying to eliminate its reliance on art, because human beings respond to art because it is a spiritual process. So I have taken control over my writing and my art, specifically to combat the assault by AI, where people just go into their computer and say, oh, do this, do that, and they don't really recognize that everything that AI generates was actually artwork that was done by a human in large part, and the iteration that they're getting, the regurgitation art, is not being, the original artists are not being credited. They're not receiving compensation for their work. And this is just horrendous. It violates all the copyrights. And so big business is rushing to create a reliance on this crap, and it will have a part in the future. The AI will eventually have its place, but it doesn't need to damage artists and creators in the process. That damage is done purely for greed and shouldn't be happening at all. But that's what we're living through at the moment. So my decision has been to address it by producing my own content. I'm capable of it. It's interesting to me, at least, and hopefully to the viewer. And that's what I'm doing, and I'm saying, this is me, I'm a human, I'm alive, and this is my art, and you can watch me creating it here. You've been watching me create the black and white, And now you're watching me create what I'm doing here, which is done by my hand, and it's done for the person who receives it. I want them to enjoy it because I have enjoyed making it for you. Anyway, so that's what has really stimulated my art at this point in a really nice way. It's sort of like the assault upon us is its own motivation, but I can prove my ownership of everything you're seeing here. By recording it, I am proving you're literally watching me work. So no AI can claim any portion of this art. It will be listed under copyright. It will be filed under copyright, which, you know, I'm having to do now. I feel like there is no option. But that's just the way the time is. We're kind of in the grasp of greedy people who don't think about anything but their own greed and stealing from others. Theft is the name of the game. So basically, you have watched me draw this pen and ink, and you have watched me right now drawing the color. And I will go into my Affinity photo program and add the text. I could hand letter it, but I'm going to add the text in a font that I have also purchased license for. So the artist of the font gets paid. And let's see, did I do everything? Not quite. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to add blue. I'm going to add blue up here. So I don't actually think that our rocket ships will look like this, not the ones that go interstellar. But it's a fun image that stimulated me when I was a kid. I liked retro rockets quite a bit. And so I'm passing on my love of retro rockets through my art to the future. It's my way of kind of giving finger. So this is a gel pen. It's really nice. And it's just giving a little bit of extra highlight to what I'm drawing. So I also want to come in here and just give a little nod. And there you have it. That's all for today. Enjoy.